Hi guys, so I'm going to change my thermostat for the Honeywell system, which today looks like this, old school from maybe 2009. It has an on-off, very finicky 3-mode fan. This one I installed after because it broke down, so don't think about that. This model number is T6574A, made by Honeywell, and this is a cooling unit only. So I did a bit of online checking and I didn't find which one would work perfectly with this model, but I did find this one on the local market, which is T6861. So it's a digital thing and supposedly going to work much better. It's vertically mounted and it is blue. Different choices here. Alright, so unpacking this, you have, I already installed one this morning and it was perfectly fine, so this should be the same. Anyway, so you have an instruction manual, which I'm going to show you too soon, installation guide, some kind of paper in Chinese, made in China, don't know what it is, throw that away. You have the display unit packed into the holder, so these are the things, and you have the power supply, which is labeled 129. This will be important later when you install it and when you remove the old one. So basically, because this does not directly match with the old one that I have, the old one looks like this. Also have numbers, but those numbers are not directly linked to those numbers. So I gotta find a way to figure out what number goes where and what it does. So I did Google the old number, which was T6574A. Went to lovely internet and found the manual for this one, which is, let me see, XC99 series. Basically the one I have, except it has heat and cooling, but I think it doesn't matter. It all matters how you connect it later. So if you go down to trying to find the wiring, and I basically have T6574A. Now looking at this, you just see that this is the unit and this is the thing that goes into it. So you just gotta learn which one has the neutral, which has the phase, and where it goes. So this is the cooling, this is a fan, and EMS stands for remote temp sensor. So basically, if you have that thing, I'll show you later, it's going to take the temperature on another place, probably the in duct to the cooling unit. But that's okay. You're just trying to figure out which one you have and what those numbers are. So that's good to know. Now you got an instruction manual, installation guide for the new one, and it also has a wiring gram. So similar thing, you have a new wiring gram and you see where one goes and where the old things does. And as I only have a cooling unit, mine needs to have a cool valve. So basically you compare that, okay, on the old one, 1 was the phase. And on the new one, 1 is the phase, and on the old one, 2 was what, and you basically just see where it goes to on the old one and where it goes to the new one. And what I did, created my own little diagram to make it easier for me. So I made this one, if that makes sense. This is the previous one, where 1 was red, 2 was black, and this and that. Anyway, what matters now is that 1 on the old one will go to 1 on the new one. 2 on the old one will go to the 4 on the old one. This is based on the wiring, because I can see the 4 is for the neutral return phase. So this is what I did, and then I connected this way. So this way, I'm not labeling the wires later. You will see what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at this and connect it this way. Alright, so let's get to it. What I do I use for my little project here is screwdrivers, Phillips flat blade, a scissor, scraper for paint, leveling, and that's it really. So first things first, we gotta switch off the power, or maybe I'll show you quickly how the old one works. Basically, old one is like, you know, you press this to 1, and it starts up. You can select fan, speed, and that's it really. Very old school technology, Honeywell something. But it works, but you know, it's not the best, it's not aesthetically good also, so I'm going to change it. Anyway, so turn it off. Alright, and then power off. I'm going to power off the whole house. That makes it easier for me. So I'm going to move over to the power center, which you have somewhere in your house. You probably have a lot of different places. I'm going to be on the safe side. Incomer, basically switch that off. Alright, here we are. Going to remove an old AC unit, this one, Honeywell. There is some holes on the side. Let me see if you see that. You push your screwdriver in there, and same on the other side. And the mounting plate should come off. It did that on one side, but not on the other. The reason for that, I think, is because people paint the apartments. There's sealants everywhere, and you just gotta wiggle a bit with it. It's okay. It all comes apart at some point. Force and determination, gentlemen. Force and determination. Oops. Kind of same. If you managed to remove it correctly, it would have been, you know, holes here. You push on this thing, which is that thing, and that basically unlocks this thing, and you can pull it straight out. Because I'm going to change this, I'm not really too worried about it. It's okay. Put this to the side. That goes there. So here you see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And how do I know it's that? Because it's almost installed like that, flipping it over. And here's also another wire in them. But the old one had numbers on it. Anyway, I know from the old one that one starts from left going to the right. So this is the remote sensor. So basically, now I can remove this as well because I don't need that. That's the old holder. You might want to keep those screws, and I'm going to tell you later why. Because those screws happen to be different size on my apartment than the ones I got with the packing. So alright, bear with me. It's gonna get this off in a heartbeat. There they are. I'm gonna keep them, I'm gonna keep them there. No, I'm not gonna keep them there, they're gonna fall off. Keep them down here, and now I can remove this. It goes off like here, around the floor, and then I have this little scraper. That's just to remove sealants and stuff, because at some point later I want to paint this, because it's a different holder for it as well. Alright, that's that for that. Now, still have this power box. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this and put that in the equivalent position of that. So how is that done? Because I have a little cheat sheet which is here. So like I said, this one will go to 1. So I'm gonna make it very easy for myself. I'm gonna take this Phillips and put that aside for the moment. 1, which is there, goes to 1. So I'm going to remove 1. Pull that out, power is off, make sure power is off, this is face. I'm going to take my little power relay, oops. And so 1 is there, I'm going to turn it upside down, it's going to be easier for me. Put that into that little hole. Make sure it's all the way in. And give it a bit of a push. There you go. And then just screw this in. And I'll continue on my list. And 2 goes to 4. So 2 on the old one. Goes to 4 on the new one, which you can actually see here, L, face, neutral. So that actually confirms my drawing that I made myself is correct. So that goes in, give it a bit of a push, tighten 4. That's it. And then we have 3, which I think is for heating when I saw the drawing, which is not really confirmed for what that is. So I'm gonna put number 3 on number 2, because 2 would be heating on the new one as far as I saw. So what did I say? I said 3 goes to 2. So I remove 3 on the old one. Put it on 2 on the new one. These are a bit difficult to get in because it's so tight. Of course, if your wiring is different, you can also, you know, remove these terminals and put them in without that thing. Anyway, that goes hopefully in there somewhere. There you go. It's a little difficult. Anyway, so that's 2. And then 4 goes to 3. So 4 would be the cooling as far as we know. 4 is this one. And that goes in there. Some of these are really difficult to get in. That will do. Tighten this up. If you want in a bit of a pull test, make sure it's there. Alright, here we go. So that's 4, and then 5 and 6 is out. That's just a jumper, you see here. It jumps over, you can skip that one. And then you have 7, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fan speed. That goes to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There you go. And another fan speed, middle speed. Goes to 6. Yeah. So they go down different depth just because they're so tight there with these terminals, so that's okay. All right, we'll remove that, and that is not needed anymore, so we'll chuck that away. Bye-bye. And this one goes to 7. Nice. And then I was talking about this remote sensor. This is the one which is here. And the old one, this was installed. You couldn't see that it was installed on these pins here. That's a remote sensor. I think it's destroyed now, but that's okay. So yeah, that's the remote sensor. If you don't have it, the new thermostat has this built in, so you don't really need it. But of course, if there is one, might as well use it. What I did with these is that I just cut these off, and bye-bye. And I take these, maybe cut these a little bit. Be careful, don't make it too short, and that's it. Same on this. And as far as I know, it doesn't matter which one goes where of the remote. And the reason for that is just, it's like a resistor, you know, senses resistance, different kind of temperature. So you can put that anywhere, really. I'm gonna, let's see. I'm gonna make sure these are open and just basically jam these into 8 and 9. That's it for them. As it turns out, I need some more slack on these, so I just open this up a bit more. Just be careful when you do this so you don't harm the wires. If you do, it's just an old piece of wires. You can change it as well, that's not a big deal. All right, here we go. This is gonna be easier. I hope. Okay, so these goes into, this was hard to get access. I don't know why they insist on making those wires too thick. I mean, perfectly fine. The thin wire, in my opinion, this is just control. There's no power in these things, you know. Anyway, so we tighten that down, tighten that down. So they're all tightened, and yeah, that's it. So basically, if you want to try this now, we'll take this one, this is the controller, I'll display it. And you can see on the back here, it has like fitting. Yeah, it looks like that. So basically, they can only go in one way. Saying that though, you see those two little tips there? They are going to face what is upside. So you put that in here. Let me see. Big hands doesn't help, but there you go. So that's hanging there for the time being. For testing purpose, we'll go back and put power on. And then this thing should have power on now. Exciting. It does. Perfect. You hear the relay. And I can hear the fan going on in the background. So what I did on the old one, this is low and I can hear the fan goes on high. Put medium, fan goes on medium. I put high, the fan goes on low. So that tells me that the wires here, 7, 8 and 5 is crossed. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move 5 and 7 over because it seems like it's the other way around. And this is not easy to see when you look at the wiring diagram because yeah, you can just tell when I'm on low it goes high and the other way around. So these are the control for fan speed. So I'm going to move them around and test it again, alright? Alright, so what we had was 7 and 5. That's 7 and that's 5. And put that into 7. Need to open up that a bit more. Alright, that will do. Tighten that back in. Tug test is good. Put that in here. Tighten that down. There you go. Perfect. And back to put power on. And I film this with the mobile phone as well, just to make it more easy to see. Alright, so now off, on. There you go. Took a while for it to figure out what it's doing, but you can hear there was relays. So now low seems to be low. Medium is medium. High is high. So that's it. The rest is just settings of temperature, cool, ventilation. I guess that's just a fan without aircon. I never used that. Heating is not installed. So cooling is what it remains on. I normally put on auto. And of course, test auto. Put on half a degree above what it's set to. It should turn off. There you go. Takes a while before it reacts, but yeah, so half a degree above what it's set to, it will turn off in auto. So I normally leave it on here, and that's low. Cool. So we know it's working. That's really all we wanted to know at this stage. We'll turn it off again, and then we install the mounting blades. Pretty straightforward. So what we do is we disconnect this again, and the only thing now is a little bit tricky of getting this thing to actually fit inside. So all this stuff is gonna fit in there. I guess there's no easy way of making this. You just gotta end up in some way. You just wanna make sure that is clear, and of course that no cable falls out. So I did this last time. Let me see. And those have those little screws on the inside. and it's enough if it's just flush, something like that. This one fades out later, and this guy is a bit long, but oops, you know, you could remove this, of course. I think I'm going to put it on the back. If I remove this again, I know there is space in the corner. Put that down in the corner down there. Again, carefully. Mount this behind this one. Push it back up. As you can see, it's a bit of a finicky thing to get right. But I think this will do. It's kind of flush. These are not in the way. And let's try. So with this one, you get a mounting plate. This one. The mounting plate, you know, using these two screws here and these screws, so you can move it that way and that way. There's an arrow that's saying up, so this faces up. You get these screws with, but those screws do not fit into my hole. So what I did is I kept the old ones. These ones fit in there. So you take a flat screwdriver, put it to here, feed that thing through there. Now trying to find the holes for this. Align that one, and then the next one. I want to give this a bit of slack, and I believe these holes are going to be let me see, so the groove is there, means that's gonna be like that, meaning like that. So you just want to have this as far out as you can, really, because you know it's gonna be hard to mount it otherwise. Screw this in and take care for these, they bend in. I have this little thing just to not trust your eyes. Slide that around a little bit. Yeah. That's it. You tighten this down. And then the fun part begins with connecting this. As you can see, space is limited. You gotta just use your fingers, arms, anything that helps you is allowed. That was harder than I thought. There we go. And it doesn't really click or anything, but sometimes I use a screwdriver just to push it down a little bit. It's not a big deal if it falls out. And your label that is up. Cable's gonna get a little bit crashed, but that's okay. You click this in, click, click, that's it. Of course, you gotta do a bit of painting here, sealant, but that's easy to do later. So let's try it. So I think you save yourself a couple of dollars for just doing this job, which I think is not difficult, you know. So put it in auto, 24.5 set, 26.5, give it some time. There you go. It's 2 degrees difference, so I guess that's why it goes into what feels like high mode. Now it goes down a little bit. So it's gonna adapt to whatever temperature that you feel is good. Turn it off. There is a timer. You hold, I think you hold this one. Oh no, that's the occupied pane. There was a timer somewhere. Let me see. No. So that's the temperature, and then could have been the power button. Yeah. So you can set a timer here, on off. If you want to do that, it goes off in 2.5 hours. You see time off. I don't want to have that, so I'm going to turn off. And I don't want the timer, so that's it. Yeah, it's cool. It's awesome. Good luck, guys. Thanks for watching.